chemistry.
Me and you, just us two.
The thing that Michael is so clear about is there isn't a movie that has 4 leading ladies, right? So you've got these 4 story arcs to pay homage to.
And the movie's really about Carrie's evolution from who she was to who she is to who she's going to be.
And in 2 years, amazing things can happen.
I made it. I never make it.
Look, Mommy, look!
Really? You're driving me crazy. I've tricked my body into thinking it's younger. How are you going to swallow all those? Have we met?
One of the great things in this movie is how much the 4 of us are together in so many scenes, and we get to have that sort of the 4-headed monster sort of all thinking the same thoughts and moving as one.
When we shot in front of Bergdorf's, the first time you see the 4 girls is always like, you know, release the Kraken, here they come. People don't quite know what to do.
We've grown up together. This has been 14 years in our lives, and when we met, I'm 10 years older than the other girls, so they were in their early 30s, I was in my early 40s. But that seems like a lifetime ago. So much has happened. So much good has happened, I think, from the show.
I mean, I think as the years have passed, Miranda has become, you know, when it started, you know, she and I were really pretty diametrically opposed, but I think over the years I've become a little more like her and she's become a lot more like me.
As for me, Big and I were somewhere between wild sex and a baby.
I don't know which is worse.
Samantha, the baby will tire eventually. Big and I are getting a little too Mr. and Mrs. Married. We have to work on the sparkle.
Sparkle.
And just when you think you've seen it all, you're wearing white.
Like a virgin.
What happens after you say I do?
The thing that allows people to keep reinvesting in us is that Michael Patrick King doesn't keep charting the same territory. He lets us grow and evolve and change, and he keeps putting us in a situation you've never seen us in before.
Because Michael Patrick is such a good writer. You know, you really cannot ever overstate how important the writing is.
He has always written substantive stories, and this time he gets to really look at all the women at a particular moment in their lives. And the last movie, it dealt more with what was happening in Carrie's personal romantic life. But this movie, he really talks about things that are important to women.
You know, I felt that very much in the series, when we were doing the series, that Michael was asking things specifically of my character that I had no idea how to do it because it had never been done before.
I trust him implicitly because I know he's got the whole map of the movie in his head. And I know that it's a very stylized movie.
I sat down to write this, and it was in an economic downturn, and everybody was sort of pulling it all in, and everybody was a little bit unsure, and I thought, okay, my job is to go the other way, to blow it up, have fun. It's a movie. That's what the movies are for, to get away.
I think we need some glamour.
1 week, all expenses paid for all 4 of us.
Get out of town.
My point exactly. You didn't think I was going without my gals.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
I'm having a hot flash.
You're on a camel in the middle of a desert. If you're not having a hot flash, you're dead.
I love the fact that they were not on home turf, which was a little unsettling, you know, and also exciting because everything was new and different.
I mean, we had, you know, really wonderful security guards with us everywhere we went, but yeah, it was nice to kind of slip around the city and around the country itself. Some of us went to the Atlas Mountains, and yeah, I mean, certainly we were recognized, but nothing like New York.
They kept calling me Samantha, so I knew something was up.
But this was probably the most wonderful experience we had as a cast together because we were away from our closest friends and family. We really lived together. We ate every single meal together. We stayed in one dressing room together. We slept on the same bed together. We ate the same meals. I know what everybody likes to eat at what time of day.
It was fantastic. It was like going back in time when the series, you know, was 4 single girls as opposed to 1 single girl and 3 married girls with babies.
But it was nice to not worry about plot being revealed. We were in a country that had no interest in us, and really our job was to stay out of their way. I mean, they were in the middle of their lives and jobs and working, and we were in the souk and standing in front of their stalls and stopping business. So it was really our job to really kind of integrate into their lives, and they had little or no interest in us. And it was a virtue because it really allowed us to tell our story in an open environment and capture cinematically everything we wanted to on screen. So I think we were really lucky.
Putting those ladies on a camel is mean. Let me continue how mean it is. With no crew, umbrellas, sunblock, or assistance around them because I didn't want footprints on the camels.
The camel that Sarah and I were on wanted to go up and down a lot. And as I said earlier, they don't call it the ship of the desert for nothing, and we were in the turbulence. We were just going up and down all the time, sometimes in the middle of the scene, and of course, and then there was bathroom breaks, and then occasional spitting, and of course the smell.
The camel riding was fantastic, but if you ask Cynthia, who's on my camel with me, she did not necessarily feel the same way. But I personally totally enjoyed it.
I was the one that sat on the camel while they were chained to the cameras with my New York Times in my back pocket, looking at the scenery.
Want to dance again?
I can think of so many other more fun things I'd rather do with you.
I heard that.
Could we get another round of champagne?
You are fun.
This is the best mirage that I've ever had. What? I'm talking like, I don't know you, come here, you.
And the secret weapon in this movie is Aiden.
And what was really, really, really special about what John did, and I can't say enough of how hard this is, he's been absent for 8 years, and he had 3 days to do this stuff. And Michael had written, in my opinion, some of the best scenes he's ever written in his life, as if he'd been writing Aiden for the last 10 years. And John Corbett had to come on and freaking knock the ball out of the park, and he did. The first scene when they see each other and those lines and that sound of his voice and the look on the face and the way he holds Carrie and touches her and talks to her, he's magic.
Being a mother is hard. I needed a break. We bump into each other halfway around the world? It means something. I think you're playing with fire. Something happened.
We made a deal ages ago. Man, babies, doesn't matter. We're soulmates.
Like Jasmine and Aladdin?
Yes, sweetie, but with cocktails.
Rated R.
People think they want just the fashion, but what they want are these people and their struggles to resolve issues of friendship and love. And
My only rule with Sex and the City really is don't repeat.
they all have great depth. And really, I mean, essentially, I think people relate to the friendship and the bond of the 4 girls.
I think we initially loved them because our show showed single women who were not necessarily unhappy about being single and who were enjoying their lives despite the fact that they didn't have a wedding ring.
I think that it's helped redefine what being a woman is.